Welcome to Wheel Strategy Tools. This video will walk you through the process of setting up account positions, either for simulations or for the trade section of wheelstrategytools.com. Just to make sure that there's no confusion, wheelstrategytools.com isn't a broker, and putting money into an account, whether in a simulation or in the trade section, doesn't directly cause any money to be created or go anywhere. What Wheel Strategy Tools provides is a tracking mechanism for the assets that you devote to the wheel strategy. The only time that modifying accounts will affect your assets is if you act on the suggestions in the trade page. To look at the account section in a simulation scenario, we'll need to create one. To create a simulation scenario, click on the Simulate tab. In the Select Simulation dropdown, select Create New Scenario and give it a name. In the newly created scenario, the initial accounts and holdings sections will be used to capture the accounts and holdings that represent the starting point when you run this scenario on historical data. On the trade page, the accounts and holdings represents the assets that you've allocated to the wheel strategy. These must accurately reflect the actual positions at your brokerage that you've allocated for the wheel for the suggestions to be accurate. On the trade page, there is an overall summary that will be found in the scenario results section of the simulation page. Aside from this difference, the two account sections are the same. Initially, there will be no accounts. You must create at least one account. To do that, select the plus sign next to the accounts label. Give the account a name and click Add Account. You can add cash, stock, or sold options in the account. Bought options, other than buying to cover previously sold options, have no place in the wheel strategy, and so you can't track them here. You can add or withdraw cash by clicking on the Deposited Cash or Withdrew Cash options. Once you select one of these options, type in the amount in dollars and click Accept. If you want to add a sold put position to your account without affecting the cash position, select Add Put option. Enter a value for each of the fields shown in green. For this example, I'm going to say that I sold a put option for SPY at a strike price of $440 per share with an expiration date of September 22nd for one contract. I get $1 per share per contract as a premium, and the fee was 65 cents. When I'm happy with the values, hit the Accept button on the far left of the row. At this point, Wheel Strategy Tools will check the historical data if you're doing a simulation, or check the real-time data if you're working on the trade page to make sure that what you've entered can be matched to a real option. If not, the entry won't be accepted and an error message will be displayed. You'd want to use the Add Put option if you were adding options to mirror what was in a brokerage account and had used the current cash balance in the account as the deposit amount. If you select Sold Put option, you'll have exactly the same experience. However, the premium will be added to your cash balance just as if you'd sold an option in a brokerage account. Use Sold Put option if you're selling an option in a brokerage account by hand. Wheel Strategy Tools will do this for you in simulations or if you accept a suggestion on the trade page. If you select Add Stock, you'll be prompted with a row with the information necessary for a stock or ETF. For example, I'm going to say that I bought 100 shares of QQQ at $3.60. Enter the ticker, number of shares, and the dollars per share and click Accept. You'd want to use the Add Stock option if you're adding options to your account to mirror a brokerage account. If you select Bought Stock, you'll have the same experience, except that the purchase value of the stock will be deducted from the cash balance. Once you own an option, you can click on the Action button on the left of the option table to access the actions you might want to take for an option you've already sold. For the most part, you shouldn't have to use any of these under normal conditions. The one exception is if you're assigned an option prematurely, that is, before the end of the day on which the option expires. In this case, you'll need to assign the option manually. If the option would have expired and you don't manually assign an option before the expiration date, and that option would have expired had it not been assigned prematurely, there is a way to reverse the expiration and do the manual assignment. This process is documented in its own article on wheelstrategytools.com. Likewise, if you click on the Action button on a row in the stock table, you'll be presented with a menu of options that make sense for a stock you already own. The actions you take on the trade page for accounts and holdings is exactly the same, starting with the creation of the account, and so on. Thank you for your interest in wheelstrategytools.com.